I'm Alex,
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
and we are
The
Button
Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers. Long Teddy.
Yeah, you ready for
Made
this?
this
It's a little
joke.
different. You cool with that? Me go next?
For this.
I need like 10 seconds.
Okay. Entertain the
Countdown.
audience for 10 seconds. Spencer, tell us a
Countdown.
10-second story. Thanks, he left.
Well, it took about 4 hours to get to Las Vegas. We're finally here, and we're excited to see the show tomorrow, if it even happens. If it doesn't get blown over by a strong gust of wind.
Thank you, Spencer, and thank you for changing to a crotch shot.
Not gonna answer that.
The chair shot.
Your camera switched. Oh, you got
Some water.
Oh, you were telling the story when you left. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he was not in the chair.
I thought that was your crotch. Anyways, I want to take a look at this face right here. No, not the baseball swinger.
Why do you have Don Bradman?
Did you
What
see-
in the world is that?
Well, if you watch Bad Boxer, you'll know. Just look at this face. Just look at that smile.
Where'd you get this?
The smile really indicates how I'm feeling. Not about this game. Not about Don Bradman crickets. I thought there was a number. I thought it was 14. I was wrong.
Yeah, he's 14. That one was 14.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say it here for some reason. EU edition. EU, more like PU. But not about what I'm about to show you. Recently, I've been getting really into bowling, and so I bought my first custom bowling ball. It's 14 pounds. It's a real beauty. Tropical Surge. I'm going to try and hold this without destroying my freaking computer here.
Yeah, don't drop it.
Yeah. There's only 2 holes on it. I got this custom drilled for me. They fit my fingers. And they plugged up the thumb hole so I don't use my thumb when I bowl. I've been getting really into bowling lately, so I wanted to buy my first bowling ball. If you use the house balls at any bowling alley, they are kind of chipped. They've been used, abused, and also they seep oil in from the lanes. So every bowling alley oils the lanes to keep them slick, and so it absorbs into the ball. So you actually can't throw them very well. You can get some control, but it's very hard to get the ball to do what you want. So I thought it was important for me to get my own bowling ball. And it took about 5 hours. I got it on Friday night. That was probably a mistake. It was like party night. But I was weighed at a 14. And ever since then, my game has just gone way up. It's not immediate, but once you get to learn your ball, you really know that it's your ball. Part of the problem is, like, if I grabbed a 14-pound ball at any bowling alley, then there's nothing to say it's any similar or different to another 14-pounder there. And also the lanes are a little different. So it really just makes a world of difference to know the bowling ball that you're using. I also got a bag. It's kind of like a mini suitcase that fits the bowling ball in. I'm going to have video footage for Spencer or me to edit in. I don't know who's going to edit this one. It was the first full game that I played with the ball, and even that was making a world of difference. You can see when you curve the ball just very slightly that it's actually curving like kind of professionally, like you'll see a lot of PBA ballers use. With a house ball, it tends to go more straight. It's very hard to get the curve, even if you have the proper form. I could teach you guys a little bit about form. So when you're bowling, it's important to have your steps and your release. I'll try and keep this simple, but as you do your steps and your release, you want to release your hand like a handshake. You should not see the back of your hand. Otherwise, you're curving too hard. And so after having done this quite a few times, you just really see the effects. I bowled for 3 hours last night. It's a 3-hour special, and I started at 99 and I got to 190. I texted a picture in the group chat for that, just with this ball, and my arm was getting tired. Actually, a good way to know your weight for a bowling ball is if you just keep your arm at hip's length and you put the ball here. If your hand drops significantly, it's too heavy for you. So it's good to work your way up. I was using a 12, but the shop owner recommended me the 14 because I would work up to it, and I don't regret it. I love this ball. It's a great first ball, and I'm looking forward to just keep hitting some strikes at the lanes. So not a game per se, but bowling is a game. It's a sport, and it's one I'm really showing some fondness of lately, and I'm happy to get my first ball.
Congrats on the ball, dude. Do you also invest in your own like shoes, like special bowling shoes?
Yeah, I actually got the shoes before I got the ball. I got them online for maybe like $30. It's a great decision because it's disgusting to get the ones at the lanes. So Dexter is a name brand bowling brand, and these shoes were pretty nice for the price. I got a matching pair for me and my girlfriend, so we can wear them when we go out. And also it saves you some money because oftentimes you're paying shoe rental fees at the lanes too. So just having your own shoes is nice. The ball is just an extra if you just want to perfect your game. If you feel like you've started to get the basics down, like that's kind of a good kind of baseline for which if you want to get your own ball or not.
So, I'm not a good bowler, obviously, unless we're talking about Wii Sports. I used to be good at that. For real life bowling, so I guess you don't need to have different balls for like different shots, because I would think, without being a bowler, like your first shot, you would want like a heavy one to just plow through the triangle. I don't know how you call that, the
Pocket.
pocket.
Yes.
And then if you missed, like if you have one or maybe two, if you want to do a split or something, you would think maybe a lighter ball would be the best option, but I don't know.
Yeah, I want to be able to like tell you this without being too wordy, so I'll try and keep it simple. It's good to have two balls on deck. Haha, two balls. One is your main ball, and that's for your first throw, which will be this one. And then your spare ball, which is if you didn't get them and you want to get the spare. A lot of bowlers use plastic bowling balls because they don't curve, so you can kind of just aim it a bit more straight. Also, as your ball starts to wear out, it might become a spare ball over time. To prevent that from happening, you're actually supposed to spray it down before each game and then just wipe it. Wipe the oil off with a microfiber cloth. So every time the ball comes out of the chute, I don't spray it every time, but I use the microfiber cloth and I just kind of, rub that off. Also, I don't have the spare ball right now, so I'm using a house ball as my spare ball. So if you're worried about just investing a whole bunch, you don't have to. You can just get the first ball and a bag for it and you're good. And also just make sure you get that that spray. I can show you the one I'm using, but it's just super important for ball maintenance. But yeah, typical microfiber cloth like you might use to clean a computer screen or a 3DS screen is good. And then the one I'm using is called Vise Cleaner.
Okay.
How long have you been bowling?
I think I don't know what I want to say. I will say that I think I've been taking it seriously maybe for the past year or two. But I have been bowling for longer than that, maybe like 5-6 years. When I was a kid, I didn't bowl at all, though.
What switches in you to take it more seriously, and what does that mean for your bowling game?
Some of the kids in my school are pretty good, so I like to kind of have a similar language to be able to like talk to them about it. And it's kind of an art. There's an art of bowling. Just going to the lanes, waiting for the ball to come back, standing up, erasing everything from your mind, and then just trying your best to hit the strikes. And when you really hit it down, when you nail it, it's just one of the most satisfying things. So I think I'm starting to like kind of really become enamored with the sport. And then also, yesterday I had people looking over at me bowling, complimenting me, saying like, "Wow, like you're good." Like families with their sons. They just because the thing is, bowling is really for the most part in this country, like a fun sport where you just go out for fun. So when people see you playing professionally or like taking it seriously, they're always kind of wowed. And then that attracts the other professional bowlers. A lot of professional bowlers play in leagues. And so they're always kind of like scouting, seeing people that they want to play with, people they want to gamble against and stuff. I'm not there yet, but it's kind of like a fun little community to get into. I think that's something I've always kind of like not necessarily felt like I was part of like a real world community. And I feel like bowling is starting to be that for me.
That's cool.
What's like a good score? I guess if you do strikes all the way, what's the perfect score?
A perfect game is a 300. You would have to get all strikes, including 3 in the 10th frame. So it would be 12 strikes.
Okay.
At the 190, I had like 5 or 6. The reason is that the strike adds on the next frame in addition to whatever you score before it, as does a spare. But I think you lose the momentum if you don't have it keep going. So, a good score would probably be, for me, with a house ball, it's got to be, I have to be hitting over 100. With this ball, if I want to be playing real well, it's probably somewhere between 140 to 190 currently. Maybe 120. But I need to be consistently hitting that.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy, isn't the hardest shot in bowling? It's a spare. Is it the 7-10 split? What is it? The one where it's like the widest phones?
They're both, the
7-10.
7-10.
Have you done it?
Maybe once, but not yet. I haven't even had that situation come up in the 3 hours of bowling with this ball. I did get some trick shots in though. There were some splits, and because the reason is that this ball, when I throw it, when I have my setup, it's 1, 2, 3, boom, and it'll naturally curve in. So say I have the front pin and the 10 pin, the 1 and the 10. I think if I hit the 1 and then it bounces back and hits the 10, then it'll be like a chain effect. I think once you see like how your ball rolls, it gets a little better. It almost operates like Wii Sports when you're up there. You're like, I'm going to step a little bit to the left if I have like these 2 pins over here. Or, I got the 1 pin over here, so I'm going to try and pivot and then just kind of roll it straight. So I haven't seen the 7-10 split recently. Can I do it? Possibly. But to do it with this ball, I have to get stronger. And so the thing about bowling is there's a balance between power, speed, and accuracy. And in order to get the power, a lot of it does not come out of the throw. It comes out of your steps. And having this be one motion. So as you're walking with the ball, you should be bringing it back and then using your momentum to throw the ball. So when you actually hit that 7 pin and it just bounces back out of the gutter, I don't know if that's the name for the back part, it will bounce back and then possibly hit the 10. So in order to do that shot, I have to build up a little bit more momentum.
You said
Gotcha.
like whenever you're preparing a shot, you like clear your mind. Is it like do you use that as like a meditative experience?
Yeah, I try not to worry about whatever's going on around me. Sometimes bowling alleys will be playing music. Sometimes you can just hear the sound of like the pins being reset, and like the lanes being cleared. But I always kind of try and remember to just breathe in and out when I'm up there. And then another important trick that I was taught was that while you're standing up there with the ball, you are letting the ball rest in the hand that you're not using. And then when I'm ready, I switch it over, and then I kind of take my, my steps, and I get ready that way. Do I use bowling to meditate? Well, I think that sports and just like physical activity in general should help you to do that, to like clear your mind. I know like A lot of fitness people like to go to the gym because like it blows off steam or whatever. And I feel like bowling, like I was talking about the art and the appeal, like part of it is kind of just therapeutic for me. So I just kind of enjoy that. That in addition to the community aspects. Good question.
I think the most meditative part for me is whenever I get nachos from the thing, but
And beer.
beer, yeah. And maybe like my old bowling alley used to have a metal slug machine, so play metal slug.
Nice.
But
They have a Cruise and Blast.
ooh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I could just never be good at bowling. I mean, it's not like I play it frequently to begin with, but it's one of those things that I just stink at it, and I would sometimes get lucky and get like 2 strikes in a row, or maybe 3. One time I think I got, and then you think, okay, I got this. I'm gonna go for my 4th one in a row, and then you hit the gutter. So I'm just not good at it for whatever reason.
One of the best tips I would give a beginner, if you want to try it again, is to always follow through. It's a basketball concept. When you're aiming for the hoop, you watch where your arm is pointing, and it should be pointing at the basket. And it's the same concept with bowling. If you just leave your arm extended after you throw the ball, it should be pointing at the pins. The other thing is that one of the safest things to do is to have your opposite leg forward as the arm that you're using. So right now my left leg should be forward because I'm using my whole body. I'm not just using the arm. That'll tire me out. And then if I do that, I'm more likely to aim all over the place. It's like me casting a fishing rod on one leg or something, but I see a lot of bowlers do it. They have the wrong foot forward. It's just going to make you more inconsistent. I think a little bit of intentionality and a little bit of like the baselines, like you can fix 90% of your mistakes if you can, just fix your form.
Mm-hmm.
That's bowling.
Real life bowling.
Yeah.
your game of bowling.
It's just our bowling. Reality.
Well, yeah, just no V. I guess there are screens. I guess that's my last question. What funny bowling transitions do you like to see on the screen? Because it's always like the transitions where it's like the ball's a bull and the pins are like a matador or something, and it's like
The
crappily
only one I
animated.
remember from last night was they had Star Wars and R2-D2 showed up, and I didn't see the transition, but I imagine he became like a bowling ball and knocked down a bunch of pins.
I want to be whoever makes those transitions because they're always weird. It's never just like good job. It's always just like it's like a space battle. Then the ball hits the pins, then the Death Star explodes, and it's like just strike, or something.
Yeah.
What?
The turkey's a classic because if you get three strikes in a row, it's
Yeah.
called a turkey. So then they put a turkey on screen.
Yeah, I knew that from Wii Sports. That always made me laugh.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.